Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B ward, this is Post Mortem. I'm Dom.
And I'm JD, and today we're going to give you our top 5 cannibals.
Cannibals?
Cannibals! It's not animals, it's cannibals.
She's a man-eater!
Yeah, top 5 cannibals. And in addition to that, we're going to give you a very special
You gotta make a
interview.
graphic of us as Hall and Oats.
No.
For this one.
I got something better on
yeah?
I got something better
All right.
already in the pipe. Ready to smoke.
In the pipeline?
In the crack pipe, ready to smoke.
All right.
But before that, we're going to give you a very special interview with
Hall and
Deranged. Not with Hall and Oats. God damn it! Can you be serious for fucking 30 seconds of your life?
Probably not.
We're going to give you an interview with Deranged Minds Entertainment, the creators of the upcoming feature film Red Eye. In addition to that, they made the shorts Sin and Used, which are now available on YouTube for free. You guys should check them out. Support them. We want to support indie horror like you support us.
They do good work.
They do.
And we're not just saying that because they paid us. Because they didn't pay us.
They didn't pay us anything. Before we get to that, we're going to give you Dom and JD at the movies.
That's right.
We saw We Are the Flesh.
Which is actually a biopic on Hall and Oats.
We Are the Flesh, a documentary on Hall and Oats.
Starring Sacha Baron Cohen as Daryl Hall and Dana Carvey as John Oates.
That's bad casting right there.
Let's go down to the movies with Dom and JD, the Blood Boobies, and Doug Jones. Psychos, monsters, bloody slashes, maniacs, and tits and asses, chainsaws, knives, and facial bashes on Post Mortem. Let's go down to the movies with Dom and JD for some more Doug Jones. No, Doug Jones.
Yeah, we went to the movies and we saw a 2016 Central American fantasy horror movie called We Are the Flesh.
The Flesh.
We are the flesh. That's what you would say it.
We are the Flesh. It's like a Speedy Gonzalez cartoon.
Directed by Emiliano Rocha Minter,
Which is
starring...
not a very Mexican last name. Minter.
Yeah, Minter? What the fuck?
It's like maybe he's got some German in ancestry. I was about to say
Emiliano
incest.
Rocha Hitler, starring Noe Hernandez and Gambino Rodriguez. Tenemos la carne.
Yeah.
We are the flesh.
Yeah, but tenemos la carne means we want the meat in Spanish, though.
That's a different movie. That's a porno.
Yeah.
But this is We Are the Flesh.
Which is also kind of a porno.
It is kind of a porno.
What the fuck was this movie?
After wandering a ruined city for years in search of food and shelter, 2 siblings find their way into one of the last remaining buildings. Inside, they find a man who will make them a dangerous offer to survive the outside world. That's the IMDb synopsis. A dangerous offer?
Yeah.
That's not appropriate to this movie.
No, not at all. And really, like, had I not read that synopsis, I wouldn't know that it was a post-apocalyptic setting either.
Yeah, no, me neither.
And, I mean, would dangerous offer to suck some dick? I mean, what...
Starts out with this dude freaking out in a dilapidated building and destroying furniture, and then drumming and screaming like a one-man grindcore bum band. He then passes out and is found by a teenage brother and sister. Bumcore. We're gonna start that.
Right there.
I'm ready. Let's do it, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna do some grindcore drums on fucking buckets,
on trash cans and shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna play a 1-string bass. We're
made out of a broomstick.
Just 1 string. He passes out and is found by the teenage brother and sister who decide to move the strange man around and jump on the bed going crazy.
And he doesn't wake up because he's a very sound sleeper.
No, because he's drunk as fuck. Remember, they're making alcohol.
Oh,
we'll get into that later. They eventually pass out, and he wakes up to them in his abandoned building home. The man's behavior becomes increasingly erratic, and they wonder if the shelter might not be worth dealing with a lunatic. He produces his own alcohol and is always shit-faced drunk. He demands that if they want to stay, they have to do exactly what he says, no matter what it is. He starts getting really weird and creepy, telling the boy, hey, you need to have some sex or your balls are going to explode, so why don't you go just fuck your sister?
Yeah. And like they're building a weird wooden structure with
yeah.
tape
What the
around
fuck
it.
is that all about? And that's never explained.
That's those caves that they're in are all made of tape. He was building those caves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. Yeah. Shit gets really weird and artsy when the sex goes down. It seems like everyone loses their minds.
Yeah, there's some incest and then
hallucinations.
And some jizzing and dying. Best part of the movie.
Yeah. The acting is really good, especially with the crazy guy.
Yeah,
he's the best part of the movie.
That dude fucking...
He nails it.
Had his eyes...
I don't think he was acting. I think he
No,
thought
it was
this
just
movie was
him,
real.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
This is kind of low budget, and I think that he thought it was real. There's
Yeah.
no way he's that crazy.
They just
in
found
real
some
life
creep-ass
or that
fucking
much
dude
of
in
an
a
actor.
warehouse in Mexico and didn't even bother to clean him up at first. And
His seizure dance that he has with
Yeah.
the drumming.
Yeah.
He has a seizure dance, and he tells that kid, "Your dick is so ugly."
yeah, what an ugly dick.
You have an ugly dick. Your dick is so ugly.
And then he like slaps it.
Yeah,
It's like, he like actually
smacks,
slaps
actually
his
smacks
dick.
this man's fucking dick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the sex that happened in this movie was real. Like,
Probably,
they
yeah.
were actually fucking.
Yeah, this movie is disturbing and features graphic sex,
Incest.
masturbation, including ejaculation and incest, and a lot of insanity, including
Lesbian
menstruation.
rape.
Yeah,
Menstruation.
lesbian rape, menstruation in mouths.
Yeah. The thing about this that like really made me kind of go what the fuck on it is that like characters just showed up. Like the soldier that they killed, like he just shows up
at
and
the
then
end.
goes
A
away.
bunch of people show up,
and then all these other people, and then like
we don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I don't want to give away.
There's
the
not
end.
much to spoil in
Yeah.
a movie that doesn't have a plot.
Yeah,
but
there in the end, like what happens at the end, you're just like, okay.
yeah, it's super artsy at one point, including what seems like thermal imagery, like
Yeah,
the heat
camera while they're
heat
fucking
camera.
while she's having her fucking seizure orgasm.
and static 30-second shots of a pussy and a lip dick.
Yeah,
What the fuck is that all
yeah,
about?
and his balls were kind of breathing a little bit.
Yeah, what the fuck is that all about?
Yeah.
Why? No reason.
Yeah,
Kind of reminds me of Gaspar Noé. While most of this movie made no sense, it was one of the crazier things I've seen since I went on an Alejandro Jodorowsky binge in high school.
yeah.
You can definitely see the influence of Jodorowsky and Noé. Maybe LSD and some mushrooms as well. There's not much dialogue or plot. I hated the Spanish pop songs they use as the soundtrack.
Terrible.
The gore and special effects, although there isn't very much,
They're good.
well done and practical. So
It's you look at movies like this, and then you look at movies like Jodorowsky or Lucifer Valentine, for that matter.
Lucifer Valentine is on another fucking level compared to Jodorowsky, in my opinion, or Gaspar Noé, or this fucker.
Yeah.
Like Lucifer Valentine is good. He
Yeah.
actually is.
Well-
He tells more of a story. These fuckers try to tell a story, but they try to be so artsy. They're like Nicholas Winding Refn banging a donkey. That's about where we're at.
I like Jodorowsky. There's a lot of cultural stuff that goes on in his where there wasn't that. Like, I understand, I guess this movie was about, like, you know, the 120 Years of Sodom kind of, like, total lack of inhibition kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's all it was, you know?
It was just a collection of strange images, basically.
And that's the critique that people give Lucifer Valentine. But Lucifer Valentine has a psychological mechanism
He
behind
does.
this movie where this movie didn't. The characters were flat, except for the one crazy guy. The characters didn't really have any motivation.
Yeah,
like,
the teenage brother and sister.
Yeah,
Who gives a fuck?
the crazy guy's like,
I rooted for the crazy guy.
yeah, why don't you fuck your sister? And the brother's like, no, she's my sister. And then the crazy guy's like, why don't you fuck your sister? And he's like, okay. Like, that's how that happened.
I have a rating system for this here at the movies.
Okay.
Artsy, fartsy, deadly ejaculations.
Okay, cool. Very good. I'm going to say that this movie was ballsy, but it was all balls and no brains.
Yeah.
That was the problem with it. If you want random sex scenes, you're better off going to Pornhub. This movie didn't make me question anything. Like, it came in at under 80 minutes, but it got fucking tedious the longer it went.
It did.
And when it was done, I was like, well, that was a movie.
Yeah.
Like, it fails to be shocking, it fails to be sexy, it fails to be artistic. It's just, it's not even exploitation. It's just like a movie.
Sexploitation.
Sexploitation. But porn's better.
Yeah. I don't know. It's got some shit. Like, it does have some good gore at points. It
Special
is
effects are
disturbing.
good.
Like, the concept is disturbing when there is a concept, but there's not much of a concept.
Right. And it doesn't focus in on that. Like,
Yeah.
the guy fucks his sister.
Dude, when the guy beats off and dies, that's the best part of the movie.
Best part of the
We're not
movie.
trying to spoil everything for you. That's early on.
Yeah, yeah. And
There's a whole
yeah.
subplot after he dies
Yeah.
that, yeah.
You know, and, like, if there was any, like, moment of, like, oh, I just fucked my sister. Something's wrong with the world now. Like, but there wasn't. There was nothing. It was just like, up, on to the next thing.
Yeah. So, IMDb gives it a 4.7. Although it doesn't make sense at times, it was memorable for a few weird scenes.
The cinematography was good.
The cinematography was good. Effects were good. I'm going to be very, very, very forgiving and give it a 6.0.
Okay.
Artsy fartsy deadly ejaculations. Because if you're a big fan of Jodorowsky and Noah and don't really care about plot, just a collection of weird imagery and penises, check it out.
I gave it 5, but thinking about it now, because of the artsy-fartsy deadly ejaculation, I'm going to bump it up to 1 and give it 6 also.
Deadly ejaculation was cool. The thermal thing was the artsy fartsy part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're not a fan of Jodorowsky and you haven't seen like the Holy Mountain and you don't worship that shit, which I don't worship it.
I like it.
I like Gaspar Noé. I like Irreversible. I like Into the Void. Love is bullshit. This is like Love. This is like Love if it had violence in it. Have you seen Love yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
just a
finally
bunch
went
of
and
dicks
saw it,
coming and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's just trying to be shocking sexually for the sake of being shocking, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have anything to say. And this movie didn't have anything to say either.
Yeah.
You know?
Anything that it did have to say had been said a million times before, way
Exactly.
back.
Yeah. So if you're not a fan of this kind of shit like Jodorowsky, maybe you should watch The Autopsy of Jane Doe instead.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you want to watch someone sucking someone's dick for real, watch porn.
Yeah. Pornhub.com.
Way to go. Save yourself some time, you know, get it out of the way in 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, so we are the Flesh. Stinker.
We are the
A
turds.
6.0 stinker. How's that? How do we give it a 6.0, which is fairly positive on this show?
Because of the deadly ejaculation.
It was because of the deadly.
That really, I mean, if the movie was 90 minutes of that scene over and over again, it would be a great movie.
If you're tired of modern day horror movies as much as I am, and you've seen all cinema has to offer as far as the fucking mass-produced fucking movies that we have and all the bullshit on Netflix, Amazon, this is refreshing. Because it's not that. Right. It is not that. And that's why I rated it so highly.
If we had never heard of Lucifer Valentine, we might have rated this higher.
I don't think so.
No?
I think I would rate it just the same because Lucifer Valentine, with the fucking imagery that he has, is way more intense than this.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
way more extreme. And Regurgitated Sacrifice is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I told you about when I had everyone over to the house.
Yeah,
I said nothing and just put it on.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we haven't talked about that recently.
Yeah. We're going to have a commercial airing in this episode
right.
that you need to remind me that we need to record.
That's right. February 4th. Cal Poly. We're showing Regurgitated Sacrifice and Invocation of My Demon Brother for free. So come out. Check it out.
Sponsored by Anti-Racist Action. Sponsored by Post Mortem Show.
Yep. Sponsored by Antifa. Sponsored by Cal Poly Students for Quality Education.
It is.
And sponsored by the Cloven Hoof Society.
The Cloven Hoof Society as well.
Getting that for quality education thing on there was a real steal.
That is.
Yeah, I want to thank my friend
I'm
Nick
very
for
proud of you.
backing that.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm proud of this.
Put some work in. I hope we can draw a bunch of people.
Yeah.
If we don't, we'll watch Regurgitated Sacrifice by ourselves.
On a big screen.
On a big screen
Jerk
again.
off.
Yeah. Is what it is. We'll puke on each other.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, we will be back with a very special interview with Deranged Minds Entertainment to promote the new film Red Eye after this.
Sunday!
It's SenCal Pro!
Returning to The Graduate.
February 12th, 2017.
990 Industrial Way, San Luis Obispo, California.
There's going to be headlocks.
Headlocks. There's going to be bum locks. I'm gonna do the first ever bum lock.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you gonna choke someone's ass out?
I already did the thumb up the ass. I've already tried to fuck a man with a barbed wire bat.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is wrestling.
Yeah. But what we're gonna bring you is every title will be defended.
Tag team titles, 5 cities
Five
titles,
cities.
heavyweight title.
And a special pumpkin patch death match for the 5 cities title. This is gonna be a good fucking show. We might joke, but this is serious business.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We've got some big announcements coming up.
yes, we do.
Be there for SenCal Pro.
Pro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show the founders of Deranged Minds Entertainment, producers of the upcoming film Red Eye, Destinee Orndoff, and Tristan Clay.
Hey.
We're going to talk about the upcoming movie Red Eye, but before we get to that, we want to talk a little bit about your short films, which our listeners can check out for free on YouTube and derangedmindsentertainment.com. So, in 2016, you released your first short, Sin, about a Bible thumper imposing his beliefs on a helpless girl. Can you tell us what went into making your first short and the challenges that you faced?
With the first short, it's funny, I think Destinee will say this too, when for some reason, something possessed me to not write a script for this one. I was like, I just have this idea, I don't know how to get it down on paper. I was like, let's just get a group of friends and just film it. And that was a bad mistake. Like that was, I should have had a script. I regret it now because I think it could have been maybe a lot stronger if it had a script and a strong, structure. But that one, I think that was the biggest thing, is not having a script and just going and doing it. So that for me, that was, yeah.
So you went gonzo right out the gate? That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah. I mean, I filmed, I've done two shorts prior to this, before I met Destinee, Karma and Desolate, which Karma is my very, very first one, and it shows. But those two are my actual first ones. So this one, I was just like, well, I don't want to write a script for it. I just want to do it. So it was just trying something different, I guess.
I remember leading up to it. I was like, are you going to write the script? Are you going to write the script? And we get on set. Well, the set, I think it was like his grandma's basement or something. And yeah, we didn't have anything. So I was like, I guess, I'll lay here and you open this Bible and you just pick random things to say. So that's basically how it worked. We had like an outline of what we wanted, but I was just, okay, now this is going to happen. Now I'm going to kick you and this is how this is going to happen. And this will lead to that. And it was all improvised, the entire thing.
That's awesome. The cinematography for being your first short together was really good. Like the camera, the production value was really good for, you see a lot of shorts floating around on the internet, but it definitely caught my eye. It was the first thing I saw from you guys. And Tristan, did you grow up in a religious household, or you just fucked in the head? How did that work out?
Maybe both. But I did grow up in a religious household. We would go to the Mormon church. It wasn't like so much forced down my throat as it is in Sin. I kind of exaggerated that because when Sin came out, I was seeing a lot of articles about, it was around the time that the transgender bathrooms started, happening. Target made that thing, and I saw this video of this religious family just walking through Target preaching and stuff. And it's basically them shoving it down their throats. Why can't we just live and be, you have your life, I have my life, you do you, So I sort of grew up in a religious household, but it wasn't like, forced down my throat like it's, seems it would be.
Yeah, you just had to turn it up to 11, right? Just take your inspiration and just magnify it.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you just recently released Used, which in my opinion really upped the ante on the cinematography and direction, and Destinee really shined in the lead. You guys brought in some other actors for this one. What do you want to tell our fans about Used?
Used, I'll let Destinee take this question because this was the one that she wrote by herself, and I'll let her take that one.
So you want me to like say what it's about? I guess was that the question? I'm sorry, I'm not understanding.
Just you know, where you know, tell us about the film and what you had going into it, like your influences for making it. It's very apparent if you actually watch it. You know, I know your influencers for making it, but if you can kind of just elaborate to kind of convince the people to go check it out.
Okay, well, basically, I think I remember reading an article or something about it, and I texted Tristan. I was like, okay, I have this idea for a short film. This is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. When I get back home from vacation, because I was in South Carolina at the time, I'm gonna write it and we're gonna do it. Um, I think I've been wanting to make something like this for a while. Um, Honestly, it's something that I experience in everyday life, and it's something that really gets to me. And to make something like that and to get something out there, you know, it means a lot to me to be able to speak on a subject that's so fucked up.
What is the subject?
Yeah, that's basically why I made it, because it kind of hits home for me. And, you know, just because it needs to be out there, I think it's a hot topic in today's society. And you see articles about rape and sexual assault almost on a daily basis just through Facebook as you scroll through. So that's why I made it, just because I think it, you know, it needs to be talked about and it needs to be made. And I think people should check it out because it speaks on the subject in, you know, kind of a more brutal and horrific way. But, you know, I think it's something that needs to be seen, like I said. And if you like horror, it also has that aspect as well.
Yeah, yeah, and it touches on like the you know, the sexism, objectifying women, that kind of thing. And both of your films, both of the short films so far, have had like, you could think of them as like highly political aspects, but with the horror interlace, and that's why I really liked them both a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that say that you know, artists and filmmakers and actors need to separate themselves from their politics and just be entertainers and, you know, all that shit that's going on with Donald Trump and Meryl Streep and all that other bullshit. But I'm very strongly of the opinion that as an artist, you should not be separating your politics from your art. And if you're doing that, you're depriving your audience of something. So props to you guys for, you know, not just making something that's, you know, fucked up and entertaining for the gorehounds out there and the people that like fucked up things, but also something that has an important message.
I forget who said it. I want to say maybe it was Jen and Sylvia Soska, but I think I remember them or somebody saying something like, always make film with reason. You know, it's never going to be good unless you have, you know, a reason for doing it. If you just have this in there for no reason, then what's the point, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then so, you know, being you know, indie filmmakers, you know, with budgetary restrictions, the thing I liked the most, other than the message that the shorts had to offer, was the creativity really shined through in the effects aspect. Because, you know, on a budget you can't spend thousands of dollars on the horror and gore effects, but you guys were able to get around it in both films by coming up with unique ideas rather than buckets of blood, and it still is very brutal and visceral when you watch it. You know, there's these parts that some mainstream horror movies that are fucking horrible, that have millions of dollars behind them, can make all the CGI ghosts and bullshit, but, you know, some of the things, I don't want to spoil them because I want our listeners to watch them, but there's some things in there that they wouldn't dare touch on. And you guys go there, and it looks, you know, the effects you use, practical effects and stuff like that, it got the job done, you know, on a limited budget, and that's something that you guys should be really proud of.
Yeah, one of the things I think about mostly is whenever we're making something, especially with Red Eye too, and the shorts included, if you can't make it look realistic, do not show it. Because that's just going to look shitty and it's going to take your viewer out of the film. So that's one thing we definitely go by.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you guys go to film school to learn to make this stuff, or are you self-trained?
Oh, it's all self. Yeah.
All right, well, let's fire it back to you, Tristan, for the next question. Coming 2017, we have your first feature, Red Eye, a slasher about a backwoods West Virginia legend come true. What can we expect out of Red Eye? If you want to tell us like a brief summary about the plot and you know, where your intentions are in making this one.
Alrighty. Red Eye is a film by me and Destinee through our company. It is about 4 friends that hike out to the backwoods, Black Creek, West Virginia, to document a local legend called Red Eye. And things go wrong. But, I mean, it sets it up as a cliche formulated horror film. You got, you know, the nerd, you got the movie lover, or, you know, it's a little different. You could look at them and be like, oh well, she's the jock, or he's the jock, she's the slut, she's the final girl, and he's the nerd. But we really took those stereotypical roles and made them into our own. And even in halfway through Act 2, I think it just hits you in the face basically, and takes a different turn than you would expect. It's not like like sex, drugs, partying, and all that. There's a passion is what we drive on. So that is in the film a lot.
What about you, Destinee?
I think it's very raw and it's very real. It doesn't follow like, these teenagers go out to the woods and they try to find this legend and they all die in the end, It's I just got back from seeing the Batman actually, and it was kind of okay, but it's like, my opinion on it is it's the same thing over and over. Like these kids go out to this house and then they don't know things, so they got to go look it up at the library, and then they find out what's happening, and they start to die, and it's, oh my god, the end. It's just the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, it's formulaic.
Yeah, and I think Red Eye kind of sets it up like that in the beginning. That's why I think when most people watch the teaser, they're like, oh my god, this is the same thing, that we've seen a billion times. But when you actually watch it and you see our characters and you see the things they go through, I just think it makes it different. And our characters are very relatable to horror fans, because we obviously know that horror fans are our target audience. So I think that, them themselves are going to be able to relate to these characters, and that in itself, they're going to, care about what happens to them. This isn't a slasher where, you're going to be like, ooh, what's the next kill going to be like? I hope this person dies next and blah. Like, you're actually not going to want them to die, in my opinion.
That's what's been missing in horror. We talk about it all the time on Post Mortem shows. Likable characters, right, Dom?
I mean, horror movies right now are chock full of characters that are douchebags for the sake of being douchebags. And horror movies, while they have iconic villains, aren't about the bad guys. They shouldn't be. You know, they should be about the people who are trying to survive the bad guys.
And you don't want them to die, and you feel bad about it. And that invicting that emotion in people, that's really what makes these movies iconic. You look at the classic, Halloween, Nightmare, and I'm sure things like that. A lot of people die, but there's people you don't want to die. Right. And if they do die, you're very upset about it. And that's been missing in a lot of things. And as you said, Destinee, about the formula, the Hollywood formula of horror, we're going to throw in some jump scares, we're going to throw in some bullshit. You're going to know everything that's going to happen before it happens, just not when it's going to happen. And that's something that is, it's the cancer of horror. Yeah,
one of my favorite movies to come out in the last 10 years is The Cabin in the Woods. And it's because they took those tropes, put them on the plate in front of you, and then half an hour into the movie turned everything on its ear and made you go, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're definitely looking forward to Red Eye. And is there anything else you guys want to say about that one, or where can our fans find you? Social media. I know DerangedMindsEntertainment.com, but anything you want to promote going into the movie? I'm sure we're going to review it once it comes out and everything, but
we're going to tear it up.
You can find us on DerangedMindsEntertainment.com, Deranged Minds Entertainment on Facebook, and Red Eye on Facebook. Then we also have a Twitter and Instagram for Red Eye. You can just search Red Eye and it should pop up. Or if not, I think it's Destinee, help me if I'm wrong. I think the Instagram is redeye_film. And
no, Instagram's just Red Eye Film. Twitter is redeye_film.
There you go. Listen to her.
You guys have your own department
through Amazon or Netflix or anything like that?
Do what? I'm sorry, I missed the first part of that.
Are you guys distributing through Amazon, Netflix, or anything like that?
We haven't started going through distribution deals or anything like that yet. We're sticking to our deadlines and hoping to make the deadline for a festival coming up in the spring. So we're definitely going to do the festival and convention circuit. So you guys will see us on the East Coast and some on the West Coast and just everywhere that we can get it into. Then we'll start moving into distribution probably around summer, like August-ish. I don't know. It's a new process to me, and we definitely want to reach, a mass amount of people, to spread our love and our art and passion.
Well, as ourselves as Post Mortem Show, we want to support indie horror. You know, I'm an independent professional wrestler. I travel over the country, so when you guys are out here on the West Coast, if you need a place to stay, if you need a connection to get to a certain place or anything like that, we're willing to help you out with all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much.
So what's next for you guys? Do you have any other projects in the pipeline, or is this your main focus right now?
Don't ruin it, Tristan.
I know, I'm biting my tongue. Okay.
Did I open a can of worms?
Red Eye 2, the Ready. No.
I'd never say never on a sequel, but you know, if anybody wants to make one, I love, you know. But anyway, we are working on slowly small amounts of our next feature film, but it's like solely this year is for Red Eye, and we kind of put a window in where we're going to write the next film and then get it done and then start everything else, like start all the process and stuff. So you'll see that more later this year, early next year. But I can say what I said in another interview was that this one is more, I'm not going to say what subgenre it is, but it's like more artsy than, you know, what Red Eye is. It's more gritty and stuff. It's going to be a different route for, I think, myself and Destinee included. So I'm excited.
That's good. You know, you guys have shown a lot of growth from Sin to Used, and I'm sure Red Eye to the next one, it's going to be even better. And I, for one, I'm looking forward to checking out Red Eye, because if you guys are listeners, Postmortem fans, you check out Used, you check out Sin, and you'll see that these people are not just throwing some bullshit in front of you. You know, this is actually good filmmaking. They actually know what they're doing. Be it that they have the limited experience or film school or whatever, fuck the film school. Who gives a shit? You know, you don't want to have some Nicholas Winding Refn kind of bullshit where nothing happens. At least things happen in you guys' movies, and you have something to say. It's not just, like you said about being artsy. It's not like artsy for the sake of being artsy, and it's not just gore for the sake of gore. Everything happens for a reason, so for that reason, we're looking forward to Red Eye, and we're going to promote the hell out of it on this show for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, yeah.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. When it comes out, if you guys want to come back, we're willing to have you back on or promote it. That way you can say where people can find it on demand, you know, where they can purchase it, all that kind of stuff once it comes out, or when you got pre-order available. So we'll have you back on if you'd like to be back on closer to the release of the film.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely, thank you.
All right, thank you guys very much. You have a good night.
You too, thanks for having us.
In 2016, God couldn't get the job done. So maybe it's time that you give the other guy a try.
Satan.
Is that the other guy?
Yeah.
I thought it was Howie Mandel.
He's the third guy.
He's the third guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this time, we're talking about Satan.
Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. February 4th, Post Mortem is going live once more. This time at Cal Poly University in San Luis Obispo, California, we are having a demonic double feature. We're showing Kenneth Anger's Invocation of My Demon Brother, one of the first truly satanic films ever made, followed by, sponsored by the man himself, Lucifer Valentine's Regurgitated Sacrifice.
We have the blessing from the greatest modern horror director of all time, bar none. If you don't agree, fuck you.
Eat a mouthful of puke.
Eat a mouthful of Hank Skinny's puke.
This event is being sponsored by Anti-Racist Action, Antifa, Cal Poly Students for Quality Education, Post Mortem, and the Cloven Hoof Society. What is that? You'll have to find out later.
You gotta be in the know to know, bro.
That's right.
If you don't know, maybe you can't afford it. It's like a ZJ.
That's right. So come on out. Come out to our event. Come watch some fucked up cinema with us. Come learn a little bit about the satanic history of film. And hopefully we'll offend a few people.
Yes, we did. Especially, you know, they're going to have that fucking douchebag Milo come and speak on campus.
The Tuesday before our event, he's coming out.
He is. And in protest, that's why this event is going to happen.
Yep.
They want to say free speech is why they let these fucking Nazi fuckers spew their shit all over the local college.
If they want free speech, we'll give them free
We'll
speech.
give them free speech, and that's a grown man puking up a baby leg in a blender repeatedly and drinking it.
Puking into a severed skull and drinking it and puking it and drinking it, puking it back and forth forever.
I'm gonna, we're gonna get back into some Post Mortem after I get this octopus and put it on my head. That was a great sound effect.
Yeah.
We've talked about the limited budget for sound effects, but I think we can afford one more of those. And now back to some more Post Mortem. And we're back with the top 5 cannibals
Yeah.
in all of horror cinema.
Cannibals.
Cannibals? That's gotta be Kane.
Of all.
That's gotta be Caneable. Is that like the guy who fucking spray painted in Singapore? It's Cannibal?
Yeah, exactly. He's very
Cannibal
cannibal.
fans. Yes.
You wanna
Top
fire it
5
up?
cannibals.
Yeah.
I will. My number 5, a recent movie. Maybe not the best cannibals of all time, but very memorable to me. The stone cannibals who have the munchies from the Green Inferno. They're afraid of these cannibals. Their idea when they're captured by cannibals is they smoke a bunch of weed and blow it in their faces to try to distract them and make them pass out. They do pass out, but they wake up with the munchies. And one guy's getting eaten by a cannibal and says, "Oh no, they've got the munchies."
Not a great movie, but a great part.
Yes, it is. It's the best part.
Yeah.
It's only like comedy part.
Yeah.
And that's memorable to me, so that's why I put it as my number 5. Cannibals, the stone cannibals from the Green Inferno.
For sure. So, I don't know if you know this or not, but William Shakespeare invented exploitation
Really?
entertainment
Really?
with his very first play, Titus Andronicus. And there's a film
Is
version.
that like the Titus brand?
No, it is not. It's about Roman people.
Oh, okay.
And it's real fucked up. And there's rape and there's murder and there's all kinds. It's basically a rape revenge story.
Sweet.
And there's a movie of it starring Anthony Hopkins.
Is it called Silence of the Lambs?
It's called Titus.
Oh.
And if you see the cover, it's got like Anthony Hopkins' face painted blue.
Blue? Yeah, I've seen that. I've never watched it.
Yeah.
Because I always thought it would be shitty.
No, it's fantastic.
Really?
Fantastic.
Really?
And my cannibal in this is an unintentional cannibal. Unintentional cannibal. It's hard to say.
Unintentional cannibal.
Unintentional cannibal. And that's the character Tamora, Queen of the Goths. And the reason she is an unintentional cannibal is because her sons raped Titus's daughter. Cut off her hands, cut out her tongue, shove sticks in her hand stumps, and leave her tied up in front of his house. When Titus finally finds out that Tamora's sons do this, he goes fucking nuts. He kidnaps the sons, and Tamora covered it up. He kidnaps the sons, murders them, chops them up, bakes them into pies, and then feeds them to their mother. And that's
Sounds like a
Tamora,
fucking good
Queen of the
movie.
Goths.
You know what? People say that, like, oh, how could you show this now? That's like a prime example about... She used to be way crazier back in the day. You
It's
know,
Elizabethan
the plays,
England,
yeah. Yeah, for sure, dude. Like, fucking Elizabeth Bathory and shit. Like, that shit was fucked up.
Yeah,
It's only now that there's fucking forensic files
Right.
and news and internet and things where, like, if you do something fucked up, you're caught instantly.
Right.
You know, there's been fucked up crimes and
Forever.
cannibalism and horrible mutilations and rapes and shit like that since the dawn of man.
And
The dawn of man, Dom.
the dawn of man. Something that people also don't really think about is that, like, even though Shakespeare is considered like hoity-toity, like classical entertainment now, in his heyday in the playhouses, he was putting on plays for like the poor peasants. Mm-hmm. And if rich people went and saw his plays, they were essentially slumming it. So he was creating entertainment for like the regular blue collar motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And so he had to put fucked up shit in there because even back then, regular ass people wanted to see fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, woman eating her.
I need
own
to watch
sons.
that shit. I've never seen it.
It's Anthony Hopkins.
I've always
losing
seen that
his
picture
mind.
and been
Yeah.
like, oh, blue Hannibal?
Yeah.
Not gonna check it out.
It's fucking good.
My number 4, taking a little pass on this one. It's a documentary. You could say it's a documentary, but as I've said many times, I've talked a lot about this documentary as being my favorite, one of my favorite modern day documentaries. But Albert Fish, In Sin, He Found Salvation. The
Yeah.
documentary by John Borowski where he eats a little girl, all the shit. It's fucked up.
It talks about the little boy's monkey and Pee-wees.
Yeah, the monkey and the Pee-wees, the whipping of bare asses on camera. It's very controversial.
I had to watch that movie in chunks because it disturbed me, and very few things disturbed me, but that did it.
John Borowski has a fucking knack, and he is coming out with Serial Killer Culture TV on Amazon.
Really?
They have a whole season that he's optioned for. He's had his documentaries of Albert Fish, H.H. Holmes, and Carl Panzram, and the Serial Killer Culture documentary, which shows the influence of the different serial killers in modern day music, movies, TV, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
He has Serial Killer Culture TV coming out. It's a season long. It's going to be on Amazon. They've already bought it. It's done. It just has to wait for its air date.
Nice.
So
I'll be watching that for sure.
yeah, I will for sure too. So.
Yeah, that guy's a magician.
A great, and he actually made his first feature film recently.
Really?
It's not a documentary, so I want to check that out. He's got big shoes to fill as a fucking legit filmmaker, not documentarian, because I love his documentaries.
Yeah, good work. All right, my number 4 is Fuad Ramses from Blood Feast.
Yeah, Blood Feast. You know, I would say, like, you know, Wizard of Gore, Blood Feast, all that stuff from Herschel Gordon Lewis. I think they're slightly overrated.
But they laid the framework.
But they did, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Wizard of Gore with fucking, what's the Willard guy's name?
Crispin Glover.
Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
I like that one because it's got a bunch of naked suicide girls.
Yeah.
So I like that one more.
Yeah.
But only because of that fact. It's not a better movie. The original's
I like
better,
Crispin Glover a lot. I think
Yeah,
that guy's
me
funny.
too.
I have his album somewhere at my house on CD. He made this like album of spoken word poetry, and it's just Crispin Glover talking weird shit
You
for
told
90
me about
minutes.
that.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
I gotta find it somewhere.
Plus, yeah, the suicide girls don't hurt, you know?
Right, yeah. It makes things easy. Yeah, Fuad Ramses is one of the original film cannibals, making his Egyptian feast, and everyone's all excited about it, but he's out killing people and eating them and feeding them to other people. It's a good cannibal.
You know what's weird is that everyone under like 23 is like, what's a suicide girl?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's a good one. My number 3 is the Nazi cannibal hillbilly family from Frontiers, the French movie. It's a great fucking movie.
That's a
It went
hardcore movie.
way under the radar. That shit is brutal as fuck. The saw scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys need to watch Frontiers. It's not Frontiers as you would think. It's Frontier 'S'.
I think that's called an apostrophe. Parenthesis. Parenthesis S apostrophe. Yeah, it's like
Don't
Frontiers.
you ever correct me again.
Frontiers.
Don't you ever correct me again.
Frontiers.
I said apostrophe.
And it's and it's a parenthesis.
I said parentheses.
You said parenthesis. It's good. You were right.
Oh God, this is where we're at now.
Yeah.
This is level we've degenerated to.
It's come to this.
I don't even know my own annotations. Is that what you would call
It's a
them?
good word. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm not stupid. I have brain damage.
You get hit in the head a lot.
Yeah, like
You
I was
drink a
very
lot.
yes. The alcohol and the blunt force trauma. That's what's my brain used to work a lot. I can't remember my SAT score, but it was of the level of where I should have got like full ride scholarships and stuff. But I got in trouble and expelled when I was a kid.
Right.
And that's why I get hit in the head with chairs and barbed wire for a living.
That was your path.
That was my path. It's my path in life. Don't judge me.
It's a good path.
Don't
actually.
judge
Yeah. I mean, how many people say, "Oh, I got good grades on the SATs and went to college"? A lot of people say that. How many people say I got expelled from school and get hit in the head with barbed wire and chairs and shit now? that number is a lot fewer.
It is,
Yet
probably.
you make money doing that.
That's true, and I've been around the world, but yeah. Sometimes I don't know who I am. I'm going to be in your home soon. I'm going to be at your job soon.
Cool.
I'll be the youngest resident.
We
Just about to turn 32.
We had someone in there that was 32, actually.
Really?
She had all kinds of problems, though. So, yeah. She actually just got to go home recently. But, yeah. You'd be the youngest resident there now, yeah.
It's my goal to get there before I turn 32.
I'll take good care of you.
What, I have 6 days to get there.
Oh, shit.
I got to be there in 5 days to beat the record.
Okay. Well, you need to hospitalize yourself. You need to have a 3-night stay in the hospital. Then Medi-Cal will cover you for at least 100 days.
Okay.
So get yourself hospitalized in the next 3 days.
All those old women, they want some. You said it.
Oh, yeah.
They're all sexual.
Yeah, they are.
My wife might have something to say about that.
I have to go on Fridays on, like, shopping runs for the residents and, like, go buy them cigarettes and stuff. And I went and I picked up a bunch of cartons of cigarettes for different residents. And I'm walking down the hall carrying this armful of cigarette cartons. And this old lady who doesn't really say much kind of rolls by me in her chair and she looks at me and she goes, "Cigarettes and whiskey and loose women."
That's awesome. I'll tell you a little true story that I don't think I've ever told you.
Yeah?
Not on this show, at least. If I have told you, probably not. But a young JD, 18 years of age, newly 18 years, got a job, started working at this job. There was a woman there that was 56 years old when I was 18 years old. And on the clock, while being paid, I fucked this woman of 56 years.
Your work took you to Cougar Town?
Yes.
Sweet. More power to you.
She had like the side part too and the frizzy hair and everything. Total like child of the era.
Uh-huh.
And she raped me.
Yeah?
She kind of looked like a bird. Like a bird woman.
Did she puke worms into your mouth?
No. I put something else into her mouth, but it wasn't puke.
Awesome.
It was roofies.
Shit.
That story took a dark turn. There was no roofies involved. But, she raped me in the back of a pack van, and never been the same since.
Yeah.
That's why I do the show.
Yeah.
I'm warped. She took my fragile child mind and molested it.
You're traumatized.
I'm traumatized.
She molested your inner child.
She had a very bony hips, I remember, as she was riding me.
Yeah.
Yes. Grinding.
Now every time you look at skeletons, you shiver.
I just fuck them. See a skeleton, I'm just instantly drawn to it.
Bone the bones.
Every time I see a skeleton, I'm like, man, fuck.
Rattle me bones.
Rubbing those elbow bones. The bone elbow. Right on the gooch. It's like a prostate massage.
Wow.
Take that bony finger, put it in my asshole. That's how I like to get down here on the Post Mortem show.
You're right. Skeleton fingers up the bum.
You have a good job. I mean, you could get that all the time if you
I
wanted.
could every day if I wanted to get fired.
Number 2.
Actually, I'm still on number 3.
Oh, number 3. Sorry for that tangent, but
I have the rich people in society who don't just eat people but absorb them.
yeah, that is another level of cannibalism.
Yeah.
Sexual absorption.
Yeah,
It's kind of
and I like that they went out of their way in that movie to specify that there's nothing. They're not aliens. There's nothing supernatural about them. They've just evolved to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, Society's a fucking weird movie.
Yeah,
It is.
the shunting.
It doesn't really fucking get its due.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Because that's one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it was made in the late '80s, mid '80s.
Yeah, you know what? I think we talked about this and I told you about it and you said you'd never seen it.
Yeah, I
watched
hadn't seen it until last year. I'd never
Yeah.
even heard of
I
it.
was like, dude, watch Society.
And then, like, a week later, Max Ammo said something about it when I was talking to him. And I'm like, all right, I got to find this movie. It's on Netflix.
It's like, hey, mate,
Yeah.
Society.
Yeah, and then he lifted some weights.
Then he lifted some weights and punched somebody in the face.
Yeah. That's
On
what
a
Max
beach.
Ammo does.
While drinking whiskey.
Yeah.
And he's like curling with one hand, whiskey with the other one, his third arm just punches somebody.
Yeah, he's got a cigar hanging out of his mouth.
He's like that thing in Total Recall that has a little growth in its belly that lives, and it just punches somebody for him.
Right. His Krang.
Yeah, his
Quattro.
Krang.
Well, it's Quattro and Krang are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This is a good episode.
This is the best episode of the show ever. Tristan and Destinee are going to be proud to be part of this moment in postmortem history.
Or ashamed.
All right, number 2 for you.
Number 2 for me.
Take your number 2.
The Brothers from Blood Diner. You
Yeah.
ever seen Blood Diner?
Yeah.
Fucking excellent.
Yeah.
So weird.
Weird
It's a
movie.
weird
Yeah.
fucking movie. And the fucking Cannibal Brothers with their little restaurant, Blood Diner, that shit goes way off the rails.
Fuck.
That's worse than our podcast.
Yeah.
That's worse than the Post Mortem show as far as going different directions
It's like if,
that don't make sense.
It's like if we did cocaine before we did this show. It would be that movie.
yeah. Yeah, cocaine and LSD or something. I don't know. But Blood Diner. You guys got to check that out. If you haven't seen it, don't let it pass you by because...
It's an 80s movie, yeah?
It is, yeah. 80s or early 90s, but fucking Blood Diner is amazing.
Yeah.
It's a go-to for me.
Yeah. My number 2 is The Langleys from Parents.
Yeah,
Randy Quaid eating people.
Randy Quaid is my most hated actor, but I like that movie.
It's a great movie.
I don't like his fucking face and his voice.
Have you seen him recently? He's gone fucking nuts. He's got like this giant Charles Manson beard, and like he's like a wanted man.
I'm sure that he has.
And he's
but
evading the police and
boys, I'm back. Tell my children I love them very much.
But Parents,
you're not their children. They look like they're Indians, Native Americans.
Yeah,
and you don't.
Yeah,
liar,
lying, Randy
liar, Randy, you liar.
But Parents is a good movie. Parents is a very, it's got a lot of actual scary elements to it. You know, you think you're a kid, your parents are the people you're supposed to trust. You know, they're supposed to rear you the right way, and they're secretly feeding you human meat.
Your parents should never rear you.
Unless you're in Greece.
This is not appropriate at all.
Okay. I opened that door wide.
You opened that back door wide, and I just stuck that little joke in there.
Right.
It's a little joke, but it does the job. Number 1. My number 1 is The Woman.
Yeah?
That's the best cannibal ever to me.
Good one.
I mean, I left off some names of the list that people would expect.
Right.
As I said on our horror movies that were based on the book, The Woman by Jack Ketchum is the best cannibal of all time to me. Offspring was also good, but The Woman... She's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Wild woman. Getting pressure washed.
She is. She's pressure washed and sexy.
Yeah. It's hard to pull off.
It is.
It's hard to pull off with one nipple.
She's that one nipple sex factor.
My number 1 is the Cleaver family from Six String Samurai. They're like the Leave It to Beaver family who live out in the desert, and they take the guy in, and the sandstorm comes, and they go fucking crazy.
You told me about this. I still haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet. I need to fucking watch that Six String Samurai.
Yeah,
I've heard a lot about it, and I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me.
It's a great movie. It's kind of hard to find, but I think I've got a copy of it laying around somewhere. I'll see if I can get it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. The Cleaver family. The sandstorm comes in. They're expecting the sandstorm, and they ruin their car so that Buddy and the kid can't get out. And then like, you know how in Ren and Stimpy, like when someone would smile really hard and they would have like that really really clenched jaw, and the camera would just zoom in on them.
Yeah.
Like, the Ward Cleaver dad has like that look on his face the entire time, and he's talking about golf. Well, like
he's got the black hole sun look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know the kid's sitting in a pot, and like his kids are putting carrots in there and shit. Cannibal family, post-apocalyptic, Leave It to Beaver, Cannibal family.
That's fucking awesome. Honorable mentions.
Yeah.
My first honorable mention, I think, might have been the first or second movie I ever reviewed on the podcast here. Bone Tomahawk, the Indian Cannibals.
The Troglodytes.
Troglodytes, yeah.
They're on mine too. Yeah.
I might have been my first ever good movie on our good and bad movie.
Yeah.
So before we had the sound effect, even
Yeah.
brings a tear to my eye.
I don't cry.
It brings a tear to my eye. It's like salty goodness if you're supposed to eat me.
Yeah.
Like human jerky.
You jerky tits.
I'm still bleeding from my head, actually, from the other day. Like
Seeping?
It's still actually seeping out, yeah. So I might be smelt from a distance.
What
by
did
a
that?
cannibal. Barbed wire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Barbed wire. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hostel 2, the leg slicing fancy dinner when he dresses up, plays classical music, lights some candles, and slices that dude's leg and starts eating pieces of it.
Yeah.
And they knock on the door to see if he wants to bet on the other girl, but he's busy with his fancy dinner.
He's into his shit.
The Sawyer family, the
Of course.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the most iconic. Hannibal himself, one of the other most iconic. The Hills Have Eyes, again. Cannibal Holocaust, again. Dahmer. Jeremy Renner as Dahmer in the movie Dahmer. I really liked it. You said you didn't like it as much.
I need
as
to
me,
go back
but
and watch it again now that I'm.
I think you would.
older.
I think you would enjoy it. Yeah, it's up to when he gets caught. So
Yeah.
it doesn't show the trial or any of that shit, but I really like it. So Ravenous, of course.
Yeah.
Cannibal the Musical, of course. Man from Deep River. You ever see that fucker?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking iconic old movie. The Road. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, you gotta see The Road. It's so good.
It's on my list.
And it's almost a mild spoiler by telling you to see The Road and putting it on this list, but
I know
I
that
still want you to watch
that
it.
involved, yeah.
So. And my last honorable mention, the plane crash survivors from the movie Alive.
Yeah.
They are cannibals,
True story.
but they are also alive.
I've only got 2 that weren't on your list. Klaus Wortman from Anthropophagus. The man who's such a cannibal that as he dies
Eats
from being
himself.
gutted, he eats his own guts. And the Chuds from Chud. Because it's right in their name.
Yeah.
The Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. A horror movie with Daniel Stern.
Yeah. Daniel Stern, man. And if you're going to watch some Daniel Stern, watch that re-edit of Home Alone.
Fuck yeah. His face gets like chunk, like just all pushed to the side when he.
Yeah.
It's really good shit. Damn it, Hollywood! A guy in his basement can do better than you. What's your excuse?
I know.
Well,
that's the end.
yeah, that's it.
That's all we're cannibals out.
Yeah, we.
Felt like I ate another living human
Yeah, sitting in your belly.
sitting in my belly.
Yep.
We had a good interview.
So if they were to fight each other and the winner had to eat the loser to become the winner, who do you think would win in the fight between Daryl Hall and John Oates?
I don't know. Daryl Hall he's got the size advantage.
Yeah,
But John Oates, he's the scrapper. He's got the mustache.
yeah.
I think that what would happen is Daryl Hall would engulf John Oates. Daryl Hall would engulf John Oates in one bite.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like Freddy Krueger when he turns into that worm and swallows that girl.
Yeah.
He'd engulf him in one bite. But he'd come triumphantly out like fucking Lionel in Dead Alive at the end with the fucking talisman out of his mother's belly.
Yeah.
And that would be John Oates, but it would be an acoustic guitar. And he'd come triumphantly out of the belly, and he'd be like, Piquita, Piquita.
He'd just eat his way out. Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment. All right. Well, on that note, as H.P. Lovecraft once said, as he was dining upon human flesh in the form of his mother, Paquita, in the form of Paquita. If it smells like fish,
Throw the fucker back and eat it.
Woo! Come on! Wow! Look! That's good. Wanna come out tonight, leaning on your time. Nothing is new, I've seen her here before. Oh, here she comes. She's a man eater. Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll chew you up. Whoa, damn. She's a man eater. Watch out, boy.
Oh, here she comes. Fuck the shit.
Throw the fucker back and eat it.